Testing, testing, 1 2 1 2. Hello. Hi. Is there anybody there? Yes, we have people. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the very first parish meeting. This is the thing that's going to happen every month from now on, the first Monday of every month. So this one is basically just going to be a general chat. I don't really have anything specific to talk about, but the idea going forward will be that I will have some bits like an agenda to run through. Yeah, how are we all doing? How are we all doing? Hey up. Hello from New York State. We've got the Americans in. I'm going to be doing a few checks tonight to see how many people are from various areas. I've been to a lot of places since last time I did one of these things, and it definitely wasn't as formal last time I did one of these things either. So it'd be good to see where everyone's coming from. I'm expecting lots of people from Burnley off the back of the Burnley trip. Probably a few more people from Derbyshire now that I've started doing Area Wash. Well, finished Area Wash actually. You just haven't seen the videos yet. And various other places. Let's see, who have we got? Oh dear, no audio. Can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me? Oh dear, no audio. That's interesting. Okay. So obviously, who said that? Tom's daughter. You must have your volume turned down, my friend, because other people can hear me. It took me a while to get this camera in position because I didn't know how sort of close in you wanted to be towards me, to be honest with you. Anyway, let's talk about the channel then. So have you all been keeping up? Have you all been watching every episode? Are you enjoying what you're certainly got the hang of the new editing technique, which you're all used to now, which I introduced a few weeks ago. It's certainly a lot faster than it used to be. So everything that's come out since Market Wheaton has had this new editing technique, which I'm just loving it because I'm able to bash through them really, really quickly. And it's good because it just means that I can film quicker. I can film, I can be out longer, I suppose. Film some more shots for you. Get some more in. That's one thing I do worry about actually is how much stuff I'm putting in each video. Am I putting enough in? Especially when they're big places. I mean, there's a video coming out soon it's about 30 minutes long, which is about the maximum sort of length that I go for, and it's I worry whether it's got enough in it, even at 30 minutes long. But surely for half an hour, it catches all the main bits, and that's all you're really bothered about, isn't it? Let's see. Yes, everybody can hear me. That's good. Oh, hello from Florida. Oh, we've got 2 Americans in. So where are we? Where are we all then tonight? Rotherham. Anybody from Rotherham in? Anybody from this glorious town in South Yorkshire? You guys have been following me the longest in Rotherham. Seems like ages ago that I made those Rotherham videos. Really does. Leeds. Yes. I'm enjoying Leeds at the minute. I'll be honest. It's probably one of those series that I kind of discover things as I go on, because the further away I get from home, the more sort of places I'm going to hit that I don't really know, and certainly most of Leeds falls into that bracket. I've just edited yesterday. Don't know whether you'll know these places, but I've just edited Carlton, which is close to Leeds Bradford Airport. I found out loads of things about that, both while I was there and while I was creating it. And also Poole in Wharfdale, which I'd never been to before. That's a lovely place, that, right on the banks of the River Wharfe. You're going to enjoy that episode. I promise you that much. And there's also Bramhope as well, which I did on the same day. And Arthington did that on the same day as well. Bramhope was interesting for a very big reason. You'll see why when it comes out. It's a long time away yet, but yeah, that was quite the episode, that one. Quite the episode. Scunthorpe, yes, and Mansfield. Oh, hello, Alice. Hi. I knew you'd be here. Brilliant. So we've got a lot of people in. We've got Leeds represented. We've got Castleford represented. Derbyshire, Mansfield, Scunthorpe. Oh yeah, Sean. Yeah, you're from Birkwood near Lichfield. Yeah. Have I been to Barwick and Scholes? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. You might remember the parish notice board from a couple of weeks ago. I was sat in a garden in Scholes. It's got the World Peace Flame in it. So yes, that was an incredibly hot day. It was just nice to sit under that tree for a while because it was so hot. I walked around Bramham, as in Bramham come Oglethorpe, and then did Barwick and Elmet and Scholes straight after. By the end of it, I was gasping because it was just so warm. It was terrible. But that was the only issue on that day. Really, my feet weren't hurting or anything like that. One question I get quite a lot is, do my feet ever sort of want to divorce me? With all the walking around. The answer is no, because I'm so used to it. I think there's only been one day in recent memory where I've thought I need to stop. So no, but it was just the heat that day that did me in, really. Nothing else, really. Okay. Oh, hello, John. Republic of Ireland is in the house. Yes. That was a result of an Irish interview I did on a Dublin radio station long time ago now. He's stuck around. Thank you, John, for your support. I did notice, by the way, that you wanted to watch these new series that are coming out soon, the Leicestershires and the Warwickshires. For people who don't know what that's about, Free for All Sundays, which is starting soon. I know I've had to rejig things about it. The first place I'm going is into Leicestershire and Warwickshire, and I will be going across into Northamptonshire as well. So I'll be catching a few places down there. I don't know anything about it, to be honest with you. I don't know anything about any of them counties, really. I'm a northerner. Anything sort of south of Nottingham, I don't really know much about, to be fair. It's good because I learn as well as you do. So it's all part of the experience. So. Have we got anyone from Burnley in? Anybody in from Burnley? Because there were a few people that followed me on the back of those Burnley episodes. It was a very well-received series, actually. Considering I didn't know anything about the town, it was very popular, which means that I must be doing a good job. Oh, also, I should mention, the webcam is a new one. It's a new webcam. When I've done live streams in the past, I've just used the webcam that's inbuilt into the laptop, which is not very good. This one, however, been used for the first time, and I can tell the pictures better. So that's good. That's really good. Chesterfield's in the house. Hello, Chesterfield is in the house. Okay, so Warwickshire and Leicestershire and Northamptonshire. That trip's coming up soon. Where else would you like me to hit soon? Because I asked this question a while ago, and I got a huge list of responses about where I should go, and I've sort of written them all down. Somebody said Leicestershire, that's why I've picked that to start with, and of course I'm going to hit Warwickshire and Northamptonshire as well, just to make it worth my while. Everywhere else on the list, though, seemed to be sort of, shall we say, local. There were other bits of Lincolnshire, and there were other bits of Nottinghamshire and places like that. How about much further afield? I think the only person that suggested anything that was further afield was Morecambe, Lancashire, which would be good to see. Of course it would. But where else should I go? Shropshire, yes. Shropshire, yes, that's a county I'd like to go and see. Fun fact, I've only ever been to Shropshire once. And it was when I had a previous job. The less said about the job, the better. But as part of it, I got to travel to some far-flung places in this country, and Shropshire was one of them. And I was delivering it was like a big box. It was probably, you can't really see it on the camera, a lot wider than my arm span. Put it that way. And it was full of painting gear. because it was being delivered to an art gallery. And that was quite interesting. I ended up in Shifnal in Shropshire, in Telford. So, what do we got? Donington, due North Norfolk. Yes, North Norfolk. It's a beautiful part of the country. When I went to Suffolk on holiday earlier this year, I passed through Norfolk to get to Lowestoft. And, you drive through somewhere like that and you just think it'd be great to get the camera out here and see what I can find. So Norfolk, yes. Norfolk, yes, I will definitely go there. Definitely go there. Definitely. So, what about Sunderland Point, just off Morecambe? Sunderland Point, I don't know that. Yeah, can do that. I don't know what parish that falls in. I have actually got the laptop in front of me, so if there are any sort of questions like that, I can kind of answer them by looking on Google. So let's have a look and see. Sunderland Point. I imagine it's got a sea view. Nicky likes the sea. Nicky's always happy if we're somewhere near the sea, which is good. I think that comes as being a Midlander, actually, because people from the Midlands, don't know whether you guys all know this, people from the Midlands get very excited at the prospect of going to the coast because it's so far away. Right, Sunderland Point, let's have a look. Sunderland Point, Morecambe. Right. Ah, right, okay, so that's the river. Can't read it. River Loon. The River Loon. Right, so that must be in the parish of Middleton, I assume, or Overton. Okay, certainly a long way away. Yeah, we'll definitely get that one done, Alice. That'll be part of the project at some point. Lots of great areas in West Lancashire. Yes, you mean like Blackpool, Rachel? The funny thing is, Blackpool is totally unparished. So, as much as it'd be nice to see Blackpool Tower, we actually won't do. Not unless I do a Beyond the Boundaries episode or some other kind of special episode out there, which I might. You never know. I'd never say never, because that's the beauty of being able to edit faster means I can catch more things like that. Oh, I should ask you then. What do we think of the Tales from the Village Green series? I haven't done one for a while. They seem to be quite well accepted. It's Nicky's idea. Nicky's got this fantastic brain at times, which just comes out with these brilliant ideas. It's so helpful for me because it just means I don't have to think of everything myself, which is a good thing. Staffordshire. Yes, Sean. Yes, I like Staffordshire. I will have to go there at some point. I was asked about that on Radio Derby the other day, because I don't know whether you know, Radio Derby, the area that covers is not just Derby and Derbyshire, it covers part of Staffordshire as well. So the guy that was interviewing me was quite keen for me to go into Staffordshire, which I definitely want to do at some point very, very soon. There are some beautiful places in Staffordshire. Staffordshire Moorlands is the place you need to be for great scenery and things like that. So, yeah, that'd be good to see that on the channel, won't it? So, will you be going to the Isle of Wight? Yes, I will. Yes, I will indeed be going to the Isle of Wight. The Isle of Wight, a lot of people think it's part of Hampshire, which it's not. It's its own county. So, yeah, it'll get its own little series. 33 parishes on the Isle of Wight. So, I don't know whether to take the ferry across with the car or whether to just like stay in Portsmouth or Southampton and just go across on foot. And or maybe even the hovercraft. You can catch a hovercraft from Portsmouth to Ryde on the Isle of Wight, which I've done before. I might actually need the car thinking about it, though, might I? Driving around might be difficult without it. Could hire a car, I suppose. Could hire a car. Lived in Coventry for a while, so I missed the sea and being able to walk to the beach. You do. In the Midlands, that happens. You know, if you like the sea, the Midlands is definitely not the place to be. Although one good thing about Coventry, John, yeah, I'm sure you've heard of Binley Mega Chippy. That's been in the news quite recently, hasn't it? It's funny because when we're going down to Leicestershire in a couple of weeks' time, where we're staying is not far from Coventry. So I did say to Nikki, should we try out Binley Mega Chippy? She will see what it's like, because I do like a good chippy. So yeah, might do. What? That's Lauren you can hear in the background, by the way. You've met Lauren on a Parish Notice Board episode before. In fact, do you want to come and say hello, Lauren? You guys ought to get familiar with Lauren, because one of the East Suffolk videos that's coming out soon features Lauren. Hello. Lauren, you're in the Blunderston episode, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. So, is there anybody from Suffolk out of interest? Because if there is, get excited. You've got 4 episodes coming out very soon. Lauren's in the Blunderston one. They're all around Lowestoft. We've got Hannah. You might remember Hannah from a long time ago. Hannah's in the Lound episode, which is that's got a beautiful church in Lound. That really has. You will like that one. Then Victoria, who you haven't met at all yet. Victoria's in the Summer Leighton, Ashby and Herringfleet episode, which was quite a difficult one to film, I'll be honest. And then Nikki is in the Corton episode, which is bye. Lauren's gone. All right, okay. See you later then. Lauren's gone. Yeah, Lauren's a little treasure. Out of the 3 stepdaughters of mine I've got, they're all Nikki's kids. None of them are mine. Out of the 3 stepdaughters, Lauren's the one that likes to be on the camera the most. Victoria's very camera shy. Hannah will occasionally go on the camera if need be, put it that way. But Lauren's quite happy to be in front of the camera and will happily do anything. So it's really good. It's really good to have someone like that. And of course, Nikki likes to be on the camera. So yeah, all good. So So we've got 15 people in. That's pretty good. It's a nice turnout. I want this. I want this to be like I said, a regular thing. It's happening every Monday, and of course, the further afield I go, the more people will come and join, which is a good thing. I'm intending to use this as like a platform for you guys to tell me what's working and what's not. What you're enjoying, things like that. Just a general sort of meet, because this is really. I've set this chat to be subscribers only after the debacle of last time. Long-time viewers might remember that, but if you don't remember, there was some sort of rogue sort of people in the chat last time, which didn't help. But that was a long time ago. I've learned from that mistake. So it's subs only, and the great thing is that with it being subs only, you're the guys that watch me the most, so you guys will know, what's working and what's not. Sometimes I can't see that because I spend so much time sat in this seat making videos that I'm concentrating more on the screen than I am on what's around me, if you know what I mean. So, yeah. Dave Birch, I've been to Summer Leighton. There's not much there, if I remember rightly. Oh, Dave. You could not be more wrong. So Summer Leighton has got, if I can remember, it's got the Hovercraft Memorial, because it's the place where the first hovercraft was built. You've got Summer Leighton Hall, which is a magnificent building in and of itself. You've got the marina and the River Waveney. You've got a sliding bridge across the river. There's a windmill in Herringfleet, which is actually not a windmill. Thinking about it, it's a marsh mill. It was used to pump water from the surrounding area to drain the land. There are 3 churches. Three churches, and they've all. 2 of them have got round towers. That's something that you'll see a lot in Suffolk. There was loads of other stuff. I mean, I can't remember not nearly all of it. It was a really hard one to film, that one, because it wasn't a straight circular walk. There were bits all over the place. I'm glad I had Victoria with me though. There was one point where I was going to turn around and go back to the car because I thought I'd finished. And Victoria was like, no, we should go down here. And I'm glad we did, because we found something incredible down that track. Wait until the episode, you'll see what I mean. Okay. I once met a guy I went to school with when I lived in Coventry. it can be a small world. Yeah, I suppose it can. I'm looking forward to Labour. Oh, is it Leyburn or Leeburn? Which is it? The only reason I'm asking is because there's an episode in Selby coming out soon where I talk a bit about a grave. And in a roundabout way, I get onto a celebrity who's buried in Leyburn. And I didn't know which way it's pronounced. Is it Leyburn or Leeburn? I'm sure people will tell me, on the back of the episode. But yeah, I didn't know at the time. I was like, oh God, which is it? So it would be nice to know that actually. Leyburn, right? Okay, thanks, Rachel. Leyburn, right? Okay, cool. That'd be quite embarrassing. Get up to Richmondshire and start mispronouncing that. I always thought it was Leeburn actually, but Leyburn. If it's Leyburn, that's good enough. That's fine. That's another one that won't catch me out. Oh, did anybody hear me on Radio Nottingham then the other day? I know I spoke about it in the Parish Notice Board. Did anyone actually hear that interview? It was kind of a weird thing. It wasn't a normal radio interview. It was normally if I'm on the radio, obviously it is live and I'm on the phone, generally speaking. But this guy was walking around with me. He was actually in the village with me, and he had a microphone in his phone, which was dialed into the radio station. And I think by the end of it, he got. I think he was a bit surprised on how far I actually walked, because we walked for something stupid like 7.5 kilometers. I think he was feeling it by the end, poor sod. I mean, I wasn't, because I went into 2 more villages straight after. But I'm used to it, and I think he was a little tired, but yeah, by the end of it. But yeah, it was cool to do that thing. It really was. It just meant that I had to rejig the schedule, which is why you're getting a Harrogate episode this week. It's why the East Suffolk ones are coming out earlier. So, swings and roundabouts, but it had to be done, because if this piece that he did ends up with a TV piece as well, it's going to need to coincide with the release of the video in question, so that people can search for it. So, okay. Yeah, So we're about 20 minutes in. Everyone's nice and settled. That's good. I quite like this community which has been built up around everything I've done so far. One of the things that I was speaking about in the interview on the Radio Nottingham thing was how was how much money I earned from doing this. Now, I've never been bothered about earning massive amounts from doing this. It's not about that. And what it's about is it's about what the channel has always set out to do, and that's go to every civil parish in England. And it still remains that. If I earn some money by doing it, great, but it doesn't matter particularly. I mean, I'm not going to be a millionaire overnight. I knew that from the start, but it doesn't matter to me if I never, earn copious amounts of money from doing this. It's about actually getting through all 10,449. That's the important thing to me. So yeah, that was one question I got asked. It's still an experience doing this. It really is, and I just love how much support there is. Because I know I do have my wobbly moments, and I do struggle at times, but I don't feel so bad. With this kind of support behind me, it's really helpful. It really is. Okay, right. Where else haven't we name dropped? We've had people from Leeds. We've had Wakefield. We've had someone from Rotherham in. Anybody from Doncaster? Doncaster represent? Anybody in Donny? Anybody in Bassetlaw? Anybody in Newark? Work through them all. Yeah, it is. It is a lifetime's work, Rachel. Yeah, it is. But I don't mind it. There's an old saying which goes along the lines of, if you enjoy your job, you don't do a day's work in your life. And I subscribe to that theory. Currently, with the job I have at the moment, the actual daytime job, I do feel like I'm doing a lot of work. But when I'm sat down in front of the laptop, I'm editing videos, or I've got the camera in my hand, it doesn't feel like work at all. I know it is, technically speaking, but it just doesn't feel like it. It just feels like fun. It just feels great. Oh, you were born in Doncaster? Oh, great. I didn't know that. I know you live near Leeds, Wakefield or Leeds, one or the other. Yeah, so I didn't know that. I didn't know you were born in Doncaster. That's cool. So you get about a bit as well. I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. How are we all coping with the price of fuel, by the way? I know what it's been like for me. What's the average price around where you are? I'd be interested to know this. Our local petrol station, which is literally a 5-minute walk from here, from my house, is currently at 199.9 for petrol. So, mind you, it's always been a bit more pricier than the average supermarket, that one. So I don't go there. I go to the local Morrison's, which is a bit cheaper. I think I paid $1.89 this morning. So that wasn't so bad, I suppose. But I haven't really looked at the difference in price wherever I've been. So it would be interesting to know, what it's like around you. It goes up every time you fill up. Yeah, yeah, it does. You're right. Yeah, and it's daft, really. It's not. I don't think there's much justification for it, to be honest. I mean, you've got to pay it. If you need fuel, you've got to pay it. You can't not, because your car can't run on fresh air. It's.
I bet you wish it could.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, Lawrence just said, I bet I wish it could. Yeah, it's not the case though. The car's got to run on something. So, 190, 187. So it's all about the same. It's all about the same. I think we're a bit more pricier than the average in Rotherham. I really do. I think we're above the line, if you know what I mean. I think we've got there before. There's one in Mexborough, which I saw the other day for diesel, which was $2.11. Can you believe that? $2.11 for diesel. Utterly ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. So, wow, really? The petrol station in Rampton is 214.9 and 218 for unleaded. Wow. I think that's got to be the highest. That's got to be the highest I've ever seen, I think.
I thought it was always said unleaded.
No, it's unleaded, Lauren. Lauren pronounces it unleaded. No, it's unleaded, Lauren, because petrol used to have lead in it a long time ago, but not anymore. Not anymore. It's petrol's unleaded now. And you can either get that or diesel. So there we go. Okay, what's the favourite parish on the Selby series so far? Good question. Not a lot of people ask about Selby, That series has been going for quite a long time, and it's bobbled along nicely. It hasn't really gone anywhere. It's had the occasional really good video, but it's not really. People haven't really got into it as much as the other series. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just that it doesn't seem to have had that bit of oomph that others have had. So it's good that someone asked about it. Favorite one in Selby? Let me think. Favorite one that you've seen would probably be maybe Church Fenton, I reckon. But there is one coming out soon that you haven't seen yet that I did really enjoy, and that was Hemmingborough. So yeah, I'll probably say two there. Church Fenton for ones that you've seen, and Hemmingborough for ones that you haven't. Let me think. It's Ullerskelf this week in Selby. Trying to think of the schedule. We've got Ullerskelf this week, Kirby Wharf and North Milford next week. Then it's Hemmingborough, Cliff, and then North Duffield, and that is as far as I've got through Selby at the moment. So the fun one in Selby will be Selby itself. It's not actually all that big, believe it or not. It's a town. It's a bit like Gainsborough. If you saw the Gainsborough episode, I think in terms of a walk, it'll probably take me about the same amount of time to walk around Selby as it did around Gainsborough. Gainsborough took me about 3.5 hours, which sounds a long time, but I have walked further before. So it would be about the same, I think. It's not all that big as towns go. But one thing I'm looking forward to seeing there is Selby Abbey. I know I've mentioned it a couple of times in a couple of other videos. Kirby Wharf is a beautiful village. It is, and it's really small, Jack. It's really small. I didn't spend very long in it. I obviously went as far up into it as I could, because you can't go all the way through it, because obviously you've got Grimston Estate in the way, and that's private. I will be messaging Grimston Estate at some point to see if I can actually get into that and drive through, because there's some interesting landmarks in the estate itself which I would like to capture. It might not be possible, but you know, if it happens, it happens. It'd be great. It'd be great to see. So, tempted to get a drone. No, Sean. No. And there's a couple of reasons why. First of all, you can't fly a drone everywhere. There are no drone zones out there, especially near airports. It would have been next to useless the other day when I was near Leeds Bradford. But there's also the bigger reason for me is that out there there's already a channel with a guy who has a drone and he flies it above places. Now, obviously, he's not trying to do what I'm doing. He's not covering everywhere. I think he only does it in his local area. But the minute I start flying a drone, I'm kind of on his patch, and I don't really want that. I prefer being on the ground anyway. You know, you can get up close to stuff with the camera. You can't with a drone. I know the point of it is to be up high so you can see what's below you, but I think I just prefer to be in front of stuff with the camera, quite frankly.
I think it would be cool though if you actually had a drone, because then at the end of the videos you could have like a shot of the whole parish.
Yeah, but you can do that on Google Maps, Lauren, can't you? You can get the screen grab from Google Maps and do that.
It would still be cool though, wouldn't it?
It would be cool, yeah. Possibly. Well, you make that point, I suppose. But yeah, we'll see. Right. Somebody asked something that I missed. Do you see as many Yorkshire or Lancashire flags in gardens like you see around Derbyshire? No, you really don't. You really don't. In Derbyshire, people are very proud of where they come from. And the Derbyshire flag, you see it all over the place. It's in people's gardens. It's hung outside village halls. It's hung everywhere, right? The Derbyshire flag is like a symbol of pride for people of Derbyshire. They love where they come from. It's kind of the same in Nottinghamshire. I've seen the Nottinghamshire flag, not as often, but I have seen that around too. In Yorkshire, we don't get it. We simply don't get it. People do not fly the white rose. And it's daft. I don't know why. I really don't know why.
I'm pretty sure before I've seen a white rose flag down the road.
We have, yeah. There's a guy down the road who flies a white rose flag. Yeah, Lauren's quite right there. And speaking of Mexborough again, there is a place in Mexborough that flies the South Yorkshire flag, which is very, very rarely seen. But apart from that, I can't remember the last time I saw a Yorkshire flag elsewhere. It's just not flown. I don't understand it. I mean, Yorkshire people say they're proud to be from Yorkshire, which is fair enough. But you know, they're certainly not. When it comes to flag flying, Derbyshire is your place. Oh, Lincolnshire also is quite good for that. I would say that though, wouldn't I? Okay, when you do Bradfield in Sheffield, it is massive and a lovely place to live. There's Worrell, Wadsley Park Village, Stills, Darrington, a few more. Yeah, there's something I need to visit in Bradfield as well, Richard. And I don't know whether you know this. You might do, you might not. Part of it covers Loxley. Loxley is an area of Sheffield for people who are not from Sheffield. It's like a suburb. And in Loxley, there's a cemetery which I will 100% need to go to visit. And that's because there's a very famous grave in there. And it's not some major historical figure. It's a guitarist from a very famous Sheffield rock band who you might have heard of. Anybody like to guess who that band is and who the guy's grave is? Let's see if anyone can get it. I will definitely be filming it. I've actually been to his grave before because Nikki's a massive fan of said band. So,
I think I know.
Yeah, you know, Lauren. I know you know. So, have I filmed Rufford yet? No, I haven't filmed. Yes, Alice has got it. Def Leppard. Yes, Steve Clark is the man in question. He's buried in Loxley Cemetery, and I know exactly where his grave is, so I don't even need to search for it. All you do is when you go into Loxley Cemetery, the road sort of splits in half, and if you take the left-hand fork, his grave is literally on the front of that sort of row, about halfway around it's a curve. It sort of splits like this, and it's sort of halfway around that arc at the very front. That's where Steve Clark's grave is. So if you get there before me, you can see his grave before I film it. So,
I love that.
Right. There's another question here. Yeah, Rufford. Sorry, Richard. Yeah. No, I haven't filmed Rufford yet. There's a ford in Rufford, which has its own YouTube channel, believe it or not, where this guy just stands at the ford watching cars go through the ford. Some of them make it through, some of them don't. I believe that the ones that do make it through actually get booed at times because I mean, it's never a funny thing to damage your car. I know that much, but when a car gets stuck, I don't know why, it just makes for brilliant entertainment for some reason. People are sadistic, aren't they? They really are. They really are. Oh, you watch it every day. Yeah. If you've not seen that channel, I think if you just search Rufford Ford, I'm sure you'll find it. I can't remember the name of the guy's channel, but yeah, it's good for a bit of entertainment. That it really is. If I attempt to drive through it in my car, please promise me you won't laugh if I get stuck, which I'm sure I won't. So, actually, speaking of driving through Fords, the Newark episode that's coming out this week has got a Ford involved, which I did drive through, and I didn't get stuck in that one because it's a lot shallower. We had a nice little demonstration from a local delivery van, actually, of how to drive through it. Oh, Lauren's found it. Lauren
to Google it here.
Lauren has found the channel. So the channel name is Ben Gredgers, BenGereGers, Ben Gredgers.
All in capitals as well.
Yeah, all in capitals. And here we go. Look, I mean, I don't know whether you can see, but the video at the top here is I'll just play it if I can. Lauren's phone screen has got a protector on it, by the way. It looks cracked, but it's not.
It is cracked,
so
not as much as it looks.
Yeah, you can't really see this, but there you go. That's the kind of thing. Car drives through Ford. And so, like I say, some get stuck, some don't. So,
you're very welcome, Andy.
Yeah. What are my next ventures for the East Riding? Good question there, Martin. As far as the East Riding goes, we are as far around the Wolds as Bainton. That was the last one you saw. Hutton Cranswick comes out this week. There are 3 more in that run. It was a run of 10. So after Hutton Cranswick, we've got Watton, Beswick, and Lockington. And then I went up to the East Riding last week and filmed 6 more. So they're all near Hull. So Sproatley, Elsternwick, Burton Pidsey, Holham, Hompton, and Withensea. Yeah, that's the next sort of run for the East Riding. I haven't planned anything further on for that yet, but I will, obviously. It blows my mind that the East Riding is still not as it how you say it. There's my stutter. It blows my mind that the East Riding is still not at the halfway point yet. Still plenty to go in it. It's crazy. So many in it. So many little places. So many nice places. Don't get me wrong, but it's just so big. It's just so big. Oh, and I should mention as well, if you're waiting for Easington in the East Riding, you might be a bit disappointed with that one because that's the one that's got Spurn Point. You know, the dangly bit at the end of the East Riding. You can't drive onto that anymore, which I found out. on this last trip, because that was we didn't know whether to do Withensea or whether to do Easington, and so I did a bit of research, and we ended up doing Withensea because the plan was, if I was doing Easington, to drive onto Spurn Point and do some filming down there, but you can't do it anymore. You're not allowed. You can walk onto it, but it takes an hour and a half from the furthest point you can park from the actual point to the point itself, just to walk one way. So yeah, that's gonna have to be done pretty much on its own, I think.
So it takes 3 hours there and back.
It would take 3 hours there and back. Yeah, it's probably worth it for the scenery, to be honest, but not with Nikki with me. It wouldn't have worked. So, and then of course you've got Easington as well, which is not a small village. So that's probably going to be done on its own at some point. So, any more local planned in South Yorkshire? No, because the only one left in South Yorkshire is Bradfield, and it's been that way since ages. Bradfield is the only one left. All of Doncaster done, all of Rotherham's been done, all of Barnsley's been done, and 2 out of the 3 in Sheffield are done. Just the one left in Bradfield. So Beanford Lane is a different one. I went to Beanford. What's that about, Alice? I'm not quite understanding that. Beanford Lane? Oh, a Ford. Oh, do you mean a Ford? All right. Place called. Yeah. Hope Valley. That'll be interesting, Richard. Yeah. Hello, Steve. Balby. Yes, Balby. The funny thing about Balby, I was going to do it a couple of weeks ago, but I changed my mind and did North Duffield instead. And that was because it wouldn't have made sense to not do it with Hemmingborough and Cliff, because if I had have done Balby instead, North Duffield would have been left on its own with all its neighbours already done. So it wouldn't make any sense at all. So I opted to do that instead. But the next time I go to Selby, exclusive, next time I go to Selby, I will do Balby. I'll probably do it with, what haven't I done up there? Brayton, no, not Brayton. Kelfield? I'm trying to think what's left. I'm trying to think what's left in Selby and what it's near. Wistow. Oh, Wistow. Maybe Wistow. It was Wistow. And possibly Kelfield, if I've got enough time. So yeah, you heard it here first. Next time I go Selby, I'll do Balby. Get that one out of the way. It's a big one. Very big one. Are you seriously going to attempt all parishes? Yeah. I know, I'm mad. I'm mad. I don't mind though. I'll be mad. I don't mind. I don't mind being mad. Has everybody watched today's episode, by the way? KMB. It's got some interesting comments already from some people. If I just go to the computer here, I can tell you some of them. 1 second. The people were interested in the pub at Caneby Corner, saying things like it was great for a few lock-ins. Apparently, I don't advise those, to be honest with you, but people were reminiscing about going to the sea. A lot of people go through that area to get to like the Lincolnshire coast. Not so much Skegness, but sort of more northern places, more like Mablethorpe and Ingermells and places like that. It's a very popular route to get to the Lincolnshire coast for a lot of people, and so Caneby Corner, and also going north and south as well, because the A15 links Lincoln to Scunthorpe, so you've got traffic going both ways. It's like that, I suppose. So Caneby Corner is used by no end of people. It's been a part of my life for a long time, living in and around Lincoln, like I have been doing. Someone mentioned the traction engine rally at Caneby Corner as well, which was interesting. Didn't know they had one of those there. So yeah, let's go back to that. yeah. Yeah, it's only a small one. It's only a small one, Dave. Cambie. So it's about 9 minutes. So it won't take up much of your time. But that's what most of West Lindsey is like, though. It's full of those little tiny ones. There's still plenty of them to do as well. And East Lindsey is similar. It's got 188 as opposed to West Lindsey's 128, so it's 60 bigger for a start. And there are some tiny places out in that one too. So you can lose yourself in East Lindsey. Actually, it's one of those districts where you sort of go into it and you think you're going for miles and miles and miles through the countryside with no civilization until you obviously hit the coast. It feels sometimes like it's never ending. But hopefully I'll show it off in a decent light. It's got some nice towns, actually. It's not all villages. We've got places like Louth, Horncastle, Woodall Spa, Alford, Mablethorpe, obviously. And then bigger villages, ones like Partney. So, and of course, Skegness, biggest parish in Lincolnshire. Right. Fulton's in Killamarsh is now a Poundland. Funny, Richard, I haven't been down to Killamarsh since I made that video a long time ago. So it's funny how things change, isn't it? You know, I often get that quite a lot about what building used to be what, and yeah, it's crazy how quickly buildings do change. It really is. I mean, even when I've been to places that I thought I knew because I've been there before, you look around and you think, well, that wasn't like that before. That wasn't like that. That's changed. This has changed, and all of a sudden you can be in like a new place all of a sudden. So, right. Looking forward to when you do Shropshire. Long way off, yes, I know. Well, it might not be actually. It might not be a long way off. Now that Free for All Sundays is starting to begin, there's no reason why I can't just go anywhere. You know, that's the idea of Sundays. Obviously, it was supposed to be when Erewash had finished, but you know, what with me having to rejig stuff about, it's going to start a bit later. But yeah, by the by, it's only 2 weeks. So the point is simple. It's just that you've got your normal 6 series throughout the week and on Saturdays, and then on Sundays, you know, it can be pick. I can be anywhere. I just thought it was a way to break new ground, to let more people out there sort of know what my intention is, to let more people see more of the country as well, you know, because I imagine, I don't know, obviously it might be different for you guys than it is for me, but I imagine the long-time followers, they're not sick of seeing the same areas all the time. It's just a bit of variation here and there is never a bad thing. I mean, for me, I never get sick of seeing any of them, but it's just that it would be nice for me to go out there and explore somewhere new, you know, every so often, which is kind of the reason why I'm going down to Leicestershire in a couple of weeks' time, Warwickshire and Northamptonshire. So yeah, never say never. I mean, Shropshire might not be a long way off yet. It might be just round the corner. You never know. One thing that did go through my mind actually in regards to that was potentially by the end of 2023 having at least one video in every county. I don't think that's impossible. I don't think that's impossible, to be honest. I think I could potentially do that. With the obvious exception of the City of London and the City of Bristol. Both counties don't have any parishes at all. So the other 46 counties, as long as they've got at least one video in by the end of 2023, I don't think that's impossible. I think I could potentially do that. It'll take a bit of planning, but I'm pretty sure I could potentially do that. Hello, Lauren, are you back?
I've been sat here for ages.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
I did notice. Have you gone camera shy now? No? Well, come back here then. Teenagers, I tell you. Who would have teenagers? Who would have teenagers? Come here,
as you said before, I ain't camera shy.
I know. I know you're not. Come here then. Sit here. Sit here with me.
Wait, give me a second.
Oh.
I'll be back.
Maybe not then. It'll be quick. We've only got 10 minutes left. So, yeah, an hour's worth of meeting. Oh, I don't know whether anybody noticed, by the way, but I opted to wear the high vis for this to make it look a bit more official. I mean, I do have a suit and tie, but I don't think I was going to put that on for this. It's only meant to be an informal one this time anyway. Come on then, if you're coming in. Hey, so this is Lauren, if you've not seen her before, although I'm pretty sure you saw her earlier. So, little sweetheart, this one. Very, very helpful. Very helpful. Let's move the camera around a bit so people can see you. There you go. Hi. I would hope as well that at some point you'd see a bit more of the three girls and, of course, of Nikki as well. Nikki's in a lot more episodes now. And like I said, it's so good to have her along and doing this with me. Obviously, we can't do it together all the time, but it's very helpful to have that extra person to sort of bounce ideas off and to interact with on the camera. There are some funny moments coming up actually between myself and Nikki, which will make you laugh. There's don't you? There's one. I don't want to give too much away, but there's one. There's one coming up in the very near future in an East Riding episode, which involves me and some play equipment in a park. And I'm not talking about, I do the adventure trails from time to time, where I try and walk on the adventure trails with the camera in my hand and fail miserably. This is not an adventure trail; it's something else, and it's hilarious. That's all I'm going to say. So keep your ear to the ground on that one if you want to laugh. Nikki's porphy, yes, Rachel, yeah. Nikki likes to walk with me. Nikki's had a thing for a while for getting out and walking a bit more, because Nikki's job is a work from home at a keyboard, on a laptop or whatever. It's hard for her at times to get out and walk. So this is one of the reasons why I have her with me. But I think sometimes I do plan routes which are a bit too much for her. I mean, Gilderson, that was all to do with the wrong footwear more than anything else. It wasn't to do with the walking route, because the route wasn't that long. I don't think so myself. Yeah, it does get to her a little bit at times. But we still enjoy it. I mean, this is the thing. Some places are big, some are small. Right. So let's see. Have I missed any other questions? Oh, that's a good question. Since I walk so much, what kind of shoes do I wear? I just wear trainers. It can be a little bit treacherous at times when I'm on a footpath that's muddy, slippery. That only tends to happen in the winter months, though. In the summer, when they're all dry, it's not a problem. But I just wear normal trainers. I get through a pair quite quickly, as you can probably imagine, because I do walk around so much. Are you all right?
Yeah. Okay.
Because I walk around so much, they do wear out quite quick. It's what? Sorry.
The taste of me. I'm really worried about that.
No, don't worry about you. Just a normal pair of trainers. I have considered getting some like hiking boots or something similar, but I think they might be a bit pointless really, because most of the time I'm walking on tarmac surfaces, pavements and roads and things. Obviously I do occasionally go off road, but it's not. I don't think I really need that kind of shoe.
It'd still be handy to keep with you just in case,
It'd be handy to keep with me. Yeah, I do keep a pair of wellies in the car as well, just in case I need those. But you can count on the fingers of one hand the amount of times I've donned the wellies. So, the trainers suffice for most of the time, I think. So, get fitter. Get fitter. Would you ever cover Scotland in your videos? Well, that's an interesting question, because obviously the aim of the channel is to visit every civil parish in England. But I was asked this question the other week. What do I do when I've finished all of England? And I think the obvious answer to that is if I'm still fit and able-bodied by the time I've done all of that, then Scotland would probably be the next place I go. If I'm being honest with you, I probably would, yeah. And then Wales and Northern Ireland, but you know, if I manage to get through all of those, by the time I think I'll be knocking 100 by the time I get to that stage. I might not be here, although let's not say things like that. So, right. So, yeah, we've got about 5 minutes left, guys. So, last call for any questions, and I'll answer them before we go. I am going to end the stream bang on 8 o'clock because I've got I still need to go in the bath yet tonight, which is a regular nightly thing, and I'm pretty sure at least one of the girls will want to go in as well. And I've also got to finish a video which I half started before I came on, so I'd like to get that done before I go to bed. So yeah, any more questions? And if not, we'll wrap it up in a few moments' time, and I'll see you in August. Nikki has just walked in, by the way. Nikki's been out shopping with one of the girls. Do you want to quickly say hi, Nikki?
It's the first time I look like hell, but
come on, people here have been asking about you.
Oh,
Yeah. Look. Rachel said you got poor feet. Hi everyone. As a result of me making you walk around Gilderson.
Yeah. the poor feet and the wrong shoes, but we're hopefully going to be sort of the right shoes going forward. And I've just been in and got some more right shoes. So yeah.
Not for doing this, you understand. It was actually for something else, but yeah.
Oh no! I've got 2 lots of shopping.
Oh,
I've got an outfit for the wedding.
This is news to me, by the way.
And some new trainers. I brought you something as well.
Oh, I specifically said to her before they went out, I didn't want anything bringing back from the shops. The shops in question is Parkgate Retail World, if you know that area of Rotherham. Got all the big department stores, like Primark and Argos and things like that. And I specifically said, did I not? I didn't want anything. But this is how soft this wife of mine is. Still to, bring stuff back for me, which I don't deserve. But
yeah, well, you only live once.
I suppose so.
I hope everybody's okay. I'm going to whiz off and get a drink because I'm absolutely baking hot. And as you can see, I've just walked in. And the eagle-eyed amongst you will have noticed I have had quite a major haircut.
Yeah, you haven't seen this yet. But yeah, Nikki has had a haircut. So
Bai's gone the long plait and we've gone for a sort of something a little bit shorter. But I must go and get a drink because I am absolutely parched. I'm boiling hot, and I'm going to leave you with the honoured
for the last few seconds. Yeah, will do. Okay, so I think then that's about it. So thank you everybody for attending this first parish meeting. I must admit it's been a great success compared to the last time I did a live stream, because long-time viewers will remember the hell on earth that was the first couple of live streams, thanks to those rogue invaders, shall we call them. But I've managed to solve that now, so I'm hoping that going forward this is the kind of thing we have all the time. I'm also hoping that these will be used, like I said, as they will have an agenda. I will turn up with like a list of things to talk about, an actual list of things. This one was just a general free-for-all chat, ask any questions kind of thing, which has worked. But I need to actually put things, actually down in a sort of formal list from now on, so that we're actually talking about the same thing all the time. Because it's like I say, it's an open forum for you guys to say what's working, what's not, how you feel, all this kind of stuff, and it helps me and it helps you too. So yeah, thanks very much for attending this one. It's been great, and I'll see you guys in August, the first Monday in August. So yeah, see you later, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. The next episode out is Newark and Sherwood. It's Cornton, the one with the Ford I was talking about. It's coming your way tomorrow, 2:30. So as normal. See you later. Bye, guys. See you later. Thanks for coming.
People saying